If it's a mission no man can survive, he's the man for the job. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Commando.
Let's party.
Hello and welcome to Brand X Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about this record that I picked up a few years ago and I've been meaning to do a video on it. I have done some other videos on vinyl soundtracks to Schwarzenegger movies before, so maybe starting a bit of a series here, but this one is for the movie Commando. I believe this came out in 1985. I think it was Schwarzenegger's first action film that he did after The Terminator, where he played a good guy. He also did Red Sonja as well, but that was kind of like a prehistorical almost kind of movie, in another world kind of thing. And Commando was kind of the one that kind of had Arnie in the modern world, the modern day kind of thing. Similar to the Terminator movie, obviously that's a sci-fi, this is just an action piece. But this was the first one where he came back as a good guy, so he really kind of had to redeem himself, given that he was the ultimate villain in the last movie that he did. He did a good job in this movie. It's very iconic. If you're a fan of the film Rambo, this was kind of Schwarzenegger's answer to that film series. You could say the same about Predator as well, but then again it kind of spirals on if you're going to go down that route. So anyway, the soundtrack to the movie is amazing. It's James Horner, obviously, and he's done a lot of movie soundtracks that have also, well, kind of dwarfed this one, I would say. But this one is very good. It's got a lot of James Horner's signatures, let's just put it that way. A lot of the same kind of instruments and arrangements and so on that you've heard in a lot of his other movie scores, such as 48 Hours. I always remember that score when I'm listening to this one. It does have some similarities there compared to some of the other ones that he did. But this, obviously, that's talking in general about the movie itself and the soundtrack in general. This video is to talk about the vinyl record, the soundtrack on LP. So let's have a look at this one. It is a limited edition. Looking on Discogs, this specific version that I've got was limited to 1,500 copies. It is quite expensive if you want to buy it. I think I might have paid maybe £35-40 from this. I think I got it from Crash Records in Leeds. You can still get it, it is out there. But like I say, it is quite an expensive one, but not ridiculously expensive to the point where I wouldn't be able to justify buying it. Obviously, I bought it, so there you go. So let's have a quick look at the track listings. It does have the tracks generally in the sequence that they are in the actual movie itself, and it kind of lists some bonus tracks as well, some alternate versions. It also has the song, because obviously this is a score soundtrack, but it does have the song Someday, Somehow, Someone's Gotta Pay, which I believe is also a tagline to the movie as well, although some variation on that, performed by The Power Station. That's the song at the end of the movie where he flies off in the small airplane and the credits roll. It's an awesome song and it really does belong on this soundtrack, but the rest of this is the score to the movie. So if you've not listened to the score itself, but you've seen the movie, it's pretty much all there. So yeah, let's have a look inside the thing anyway. So we've looked at the outer artwork. Let's have a look on the inside now. I think I've kept the receipts like I sometimes do, as well as the hype sticker. So let's have a quick look at the hype sticker itself. So yeah, £42.99, that's what I paid for this from Crash Records. And yeah, limited to 1,500 copies. Now this is the Bone and Eye Black Spatter vinyl. It was listed as the black and white splatter, so that was on Discogs. But I do want to say that in case the buff is watching this, because I know it brings back traumatic memories of the Topher. But that's a separate issue anyway. So let's have a quick look at the inside artwork here. Obviously scenes from the movie. Alyssa Milano when she was little. She's a bit of a twat nowadays, unfortunately, a bit like Rose McGowan. One of those types, but separate issue. So yeah, that looks a bit dodgy, actually, but whatever. And then you've got some kind of credits here as well to the actual the thing itself. It tells you when it was recorded and who was involved in the process. So a quick look down there, and then some information at the bottom, and then a picture here of Arnie as well. So that's the inside anyway. Now it is a gatefold. So you've got one of the records in this side, you've got one of the records in the other side. I'll just pull one of the records out just so you can have a look at it. So it's a double LP, as you can see. I've brought one of them out just so you can see the label and the look of the thing. I believe that this inside sleeve, I re-sleeved this because I use a lot of these types. They're just kind of easy to slide in with this curved bottom. I believe the one that I got originally was paper, which I hate, especially when you're buying a really expensive one and it comes with the cheapest, nastiest paper inner sleeves that leave flakes and don't do very well for static either. So yeah, I don't believe these were the original inner sleeves. It was a couple of years ago, maybe a few years ago when I bought this, but yeah, these do look like the ones that I tend to use. So let's have a quick look at the label on the inside. As you can see, it's pretty standard, same on both, and on the reverse it's the same, because I know sometimes you'll have like a generic label on one side and then the other you might have some artwork, but this is just kind of a generic label on both sides, on both records, and that's the splatter pattern as well on the record itself. So that's pretty much all. I don't think it came with a digital download or anything like that for the soundtrack as well. But obviously that's not why you buy a record necessarily, and there are always options to get hold of it digitally as well if you know what to look for and where to look. So yeah, like I say, it's a very memorable Schwarzenegger film. It's certainly up there as one of my favourites of his. He's not one of my favourite people. Obviously his politics are a bit dodgy, and some of his comments made last year to the American people about screw your freedom, all that kind of stuff. To a degree, we kind of forgive all that when we're watching his movies, because they're just movies. He's just an actor. We can't look into everybody's background when we're watching these movies. To me, I think he did a really good job with this movie, and set a precedent for his movies going forward from the mid-80s right up till the late 90s and into the early 2000s, when he kind of semi-retired from doing movies. This one really kind of, like I say, set a precedent with the way he did things, the one-liners, all that kind of stuff. Some of it was kind of taken, borrowed, maybe even stolen directly from franchises like James Bond, like in the movie where he says, "Don't wake my friend, he's dead tired." I seem to remember Sean Connery's James Bond making a very similar joke in Thunderball. But yeah, it was kind of a precedent that he set, and you kind of saw these things in other movies like The Running Man and so on, where he was dropping jokes and puns and things. So I'm kind of talking more about the movie itself now, but there you go anyway. So I'll leave it there, Brand X Reviews. We are going to be doing some more videos, hopefully this week. We're going to be doing a review, well, I'll say we, myself and my co-reviewer, The Core, have both pre-ordered the new Ghostbusters Ghost Trap 4K box set, which we also spoke about the pre-release details on this channel. If you want to go back and watch that video, or by the time you watch this, the review of the thing itself might actually be up, so maybe check that out on the channel. But for now, I will leave it there and say, Brand X Reviews, please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.
Oh my God, Joseph, are you okay? Okay, are you okay?